My abandonment story begins even before I was born. My mom and dad were basically, boyfriend, girlfriend, and when my mom became pregnant, a lot of things came to a head. She decided that she really didn't want to be married to him, even though he offered to out of honor, because she knew that he was playing the field, had other girlfriends, wasn't the kind to be faithful, and so basically their relationship ended before I was even born. He did come to the hospital, but I never saw him growing up. I didn't have a relationship with him. I never got to do anything with him. Zero father interaction as a kid. For 10 years, through high school and through college, it was this relationship that was developing, and that was still pretty rocky, because I was the kind of person who really valued being honest and upfront and vulnerable and talking about things, and he was just of a different mind, a different generation, a different way of life, and it was difficult a lot of times. It was wonderful a lot of times, but it was very difficult too. And then a year after graduating college, I got married, and he once again exhibited a lot of pride, a lot of being proud of me, and so that meant a lot too, and he was just blown away at my relationship with my wife. But then when our first child was born, he severed the relationship completely. So I have one picture of him holding our first son, and that was the last interaction I had with him. And about a little over 2 years ago, my mom gets a phone call from her brother stating that my dad had died. So there was this hole, and now it's never going to get resolved. And anybody that knows me knows I really prefer resolving things. I don't like leaving things out there. So this was kind of like the ultimate blow, and that was it. Having been abandoned by my dad from basically the moment I was born, and then also being re-abandoned by him once I started to raise my own family, there were a lot of trust issues, and there's just that approval from a father that is so critical to a man's life and to a woman's life too. And so just feeling insignificant, I felt as though if my life was going to matter, it was really only going to matter to me. And being able to trust other men, that they had any stake in my life, that they cared anything about my life, really didn't trust that. Looking back on my life, I've always known that God was never not a player in my life. And although the family that I did have growing up had major relational issues, the one thing that they did do is they at least culturally believed in God. And there were some heroes in my family. There was an aunt, there was my great-grandmother, and a few others, but there was never a point in my childhood where I didn't know that God existed. And I would have to say that was the major lifeline, because in the times where I was just completely collapsed inside, the one thing that I was always able to go back to was the knowledge in my heart that was revealed in my heart that God was there. I had a lot of healing to go through. I had a whole childhood to get caught up with. But knowing that he was there was instrumental. It affected my choice of which college to go to, which is where I met my wife. And one of the great things about her is that she came from an awesome family, and my father-in-law has tried so hard to fill that void. And he really has. He's probably the one man that I trust the most. And I've told him that You know, I trust him more than I could have ever trusted my own dad. And he knows things about me most people don't. And that's an expression of the love of God that you just can't deny.